Okay, so data analysis is nothing but getting insights from data, learn from the data, or can say there are some hidden patterns are there in each data. Okay, data is nothing but any data, whether it is CSV file, Excel file, or transaction data of any e-commerce site. Like Flipkart have their transaction data, data of their return orders, or can say data of costing, data of logistics. Okay, so any type of data, and to study this data, to get some insights or to get some message from this data is simply a data analysis. Okay, so first question is that why data analysis is required. Okay, so in data analysis there is one term called data visualization. Data visualization is nothing but converting your numerical data into graphical representations or simply pictures. So the question is that why we need graphical representation if you have numerical data. As per the rule, machines are good with numbers. जो machines होती है are good with numbers, but humans are good with pictures. Correct? Humans can understand pictures very easily, but numbers cannot. But machines can understand number very easily, but pictures are hard for machine to understand. Okay, so this is basic difference and basic need for data visualization. So guys, can you see this graph? So this is sample dashboard of Tableau. Okay, here the dashboard of Starbucks stores, and there are 4 graphs are there. First, horizontal bar chart. So maybe the image is truly blur. Okay, but from this graph you can understand everything from this. Can you see this first graph, the bar chart? Here there are 3 categories are there: technology, furniture, and office supplies. Okay, and at the x-axis the sales of those categories are there. So even a non-technical person can understand this from this graph. Okay, but if the data is present in a table or can say Excel sheet, is it easy for us to understand, or is it for us easy for any humans? Okay, but it can be easy for machines. Machines can understand this. Okay, but for humans graphs are necessary. Okay, so just like in second there are 3-4 line charts are there. Again this line chart shows the sales of month wise sales of any year, maybe of year nahi likha hua hai, but shows the month wise sales. Okay, so from this graph is it easy to understand in which month the sales are high, in which months the sales are low. Okay, so basically this is a need for data visualization or can say data analysis. Okay, so in machine learning there is a topic called EDA. EDA stands for exploratory data analysis. Okay, and this step is the first step on each machine learning algorithm. For machine learning it is necessary steps in data analysis also. Okay, so EDA is an approach in data analysis that involve visualizing. Visualizing means to create graphs from data. Summarizing means summarize the complete data into small summary. Okay, summary is also a powerful tool to understand the data and get insights from the data. Okay, and last, understanding the main characteristics of data. Which features are important, which data is important, which data is not important, how the trends are there, how the sales, if you talk about sales, how the sales are going, whether it is going in upward direction or going in downward direction. We can simply do this by using this EDA. Okay, then why we are doing EDA? To uncover patterns, okay, trends and relationship. Okay, in some cases there might be a relationship with columns. If you talk about this startup 50 data set, so in startup 50 data set, one column is there called profit. Okay, and 3 columns are marketing, admin, and sales. No, what? Okay, states is a categorical column, so keep aside. So mostly marketing, admin, and R&D. There are 3 numbers or numerical columns are there. So we can say the R&D column is directly proportional with profit. Okay, so R&D and profit have relationship. If you talk about, if you put money in R&D department, the profit may get increase. So how we can build or how can we find this relationship? By using data analysis. So this is overall a simple definition of data analysis and need of data analysis. Okay, so EDA stands for exploratory data analysis. Okay, so next part is a type of data. Okay, so mostly there are 2 types of data. One is numerical data and one is categorical data. या तो नंबर्स हो सकते हैं या तो टेक्स्ट हो सकते हैं. देयर आर हार्डली 2 टॉपिक्स ऑफ डेटा. ओके, बट for numerical data we called it as quantitative data. Quantitative means we can create quantity or we can perform some numerical operations on this data. So that's why we call numerical data as a quantitative data, whereas we called categorical data as a qualitative data, because it does not perform any addition subtraction on this data. Okay, so categorical data stands for qualitative in machine learning or data analysis, and numerical data stands for quantitative data. Okay, so numerical data may be any sales data, any numbers data, data of any numbers which contain. So if we again talk about our slide of startup 50 data set, here the R&D column is a numerical column, so this column is a continuous data, or can say quantitative data, whereas state column is a categorical data. Okay, so this data is a qualitative data. Okay, so again there are some subtypes are there. Okay, so in quantitative data there are 2 subtypes. First is a discrete data, okay, and second is a continuous data. So the basic difference is that the discrete data doesn't have any statistical significance. Let's say in our data set the serial number from 1 to 100. Does this serial number has any statistical significance or any importance in data set? So such type of data is called discrete data. Any series or any range or any numbers, mostly serial number. If you have data of 100 students, so the serial number column is start from 1 and end with 100. But this column doesn't have any impact on the other data set or other columns. So this data is called a discrete data. Continuous data. So other columns, other numerical columns are called as continuous data. Means no defined range, any numbers, any random numbers are called as continuous data. So if I say the data of temperatures maybe starts from 15 degrees Celsius to 45 degrees Celsius. So there is no defined ranges there. Any continuous number in column is called as continuous data. So this is basic difference between discrete data and continuous data. Okay. So यहाँ पे example भी है like data of height, data of weight, or if we talk about again our startup 50 data set, the R&D column. Is there any specific range or any formula is there between R&D? All the numbers or the 50 samples are completely random. Okay, so such type of data is called as continuous data. Okay. Then in categorical data, there are 2 subtypes are there. First is a ordinal data on the right side. So ordinal data is a text data but with certain orders, like movie rating. Okay, mostly if you talk about movie rating, we have 3 rating: good, better, or best. So there are defined categories are there, and there is order is also there. If you talk about good, then it's good movie, better somehow better than good, and best is a better or better than good or better. So if your data is a categorical data but contains some order, it's called as ordinal data. Like the cloth size, XL, large size, M size, XL, double XL. Okay, so maybe this is a text data, but some order is there. So if your categorical data contains some order, then it is a ordinal data. Okay, example be t-shirt size, small, medium, large, XL. Okay, and the other type of qualitative or categorical data is a nominal data. So it is a text data without any order. यहाँ पे कोई order नहीं होगा. Without any order, maybe any random text are there. Like if we talk about fruits, though any fruits is there, like apple, banana, mango. No order is there, no pattern is there. एकदम random से वहाँ पे data होगा categorical. Okay, so these 4 types are there, or can say subtypes are there with respect to qualitative and quantitative, or can say numbers or categorical data. Okay, so next type is a type of data analysis. Okay, now we understand data. So next part is a type of analysis. Okay, so mainly there are 3 major types are there in data analysis. First is univariate analysis. Second is a bivariate analysis, and third is a multivariate analysis. Okay, so uni means single, bi means double, and multi means more than two or more than three. Okay, so when we analyzing a single column from our data set or single features, column also called as features in machine learning. Okay, so if you are analyzing single column at a time, it's called as univariate analysis. Okay, then second is bivariate analysis. So bivariate analysis is nothing but analyzing two columns or two variables at single time. Maybe we are analyzing the relationship between two columns. As I said, R&D and profit are collinear column. There is a linear relationship between them. So these analysis is comes under bivariate analysis because we are analyzing R&D and profit also. Okay. Then third is multivariate analysis. So multivariate analysis is nothing but analyzing two or more, or can say three or more features or variables at a single time. So these are the three basic types of there with respect to data analysis. So univariate is for single feature, bivariate analysis is for two features or two columns of your Excel sheet or CSV file or any type of data, and multivariate analysis is like for analyzing more than two columns at a time. So there are graphs are assigned for multivariate analysis, univariate analysis, and bivariate analysis. For univariate, we have different graphs. For bivariate analysis, we have different graphs, and for multivariate analysis, we have different graphs. Okay, so we'll explore these topics one by one. Okay, so first topic is a univariate analysis. Okay, so in univariate analysis, there are two types of column will be there. Maybe we are analyzing single column, but this column may be a categorical or continuous. वो number हो सकते हैं या वहाँ पे text भी हो सकता है. So for numbers we have different graphs. For categorical data we have different graphs. Okay. So let's start with categorical data. Okay. So for categorical data we have three graphs. First is a count plot, which will show the count of this category. Second is a bar chart or horizontal bar chart or pie chart. Okay, so we will draw these graphs one by one. Okay, so first import the data. Import os dot chdir d. Then import pandas as pd. Tf is equals to pd dot read csv. Okay guys, so we have the data set which we have already explored in pandas when we are dealing with data frame. Okay, now this data set contain five columns are there: R&D, admin, marketing, state, and profit. And the meaning of the data is that how R&D is important in calculating profit, how admin department is important in determining profit, how marketing department is important in profit, and state is a location of those startups. So this data is a data of 50 startup companies. Okay, and the analysis of how those four departments are contributing in generating the profit of this company. Okay, now here you can see state is a categorical data. Okay, so first starts with univariate analysis. And first part is a categorical data. So df of state dot value counts have you remember this function value counts from pandas? Okay. So here, this is first technique of analyzing univariate analysis. So instead, there are three unique values are there, like New York, California, and Florida. Okay, and here we have count of all these categories. Okay, so this category is comes under data summarization. We summarize this data. Okay, then if you want to plot this data, then simply df dot state dot value counts simply put dot plot here, and in parenthesis kind of chart you want, like pie chart. So here, oh my god, here. So this is a pie chart for all the counts of this data. So here we have values, and in this way we can plot this summary of the data into chart. Okay, simply from this chart we can analyze mostly all three categories have same contribution, same numbers के आसपास ही दिख रहा है वहां पे, और यहाँ पे भी देख सकते हैं 17, 17 and 16 almost same. Okay, then next chart is df of state dot value counts dot plot, and plot put kind is equal to bar, kind is equals to bar. So we will get a bar chart for the data. In bar chart we have the unique items of these columns on x-axis and counts on y-axis. Okay, so in this way we can create bar chart. So next part is a horizontal bar chart. Okay, so df of state dot value counts and kind is equals to bar h. Bar h stands for horizontal bar chart. Dot plot and kind is equals to bar h. Okay. Thank you for this. So this is a horizontal bar chart. Okay. So the results are same, just visualization is different. Okay. For few people, horizontal bar charts looks better to understand. For few people, horizontal bar, vertical bar charts looks better for understanding. So it's your choice to use any type of chart. So in this way we can generate, or can say, categorical data, analyze categorical data by using such type of graphs. Okay. So next is a count plot. So count plot is a plot which shows count of each category. But to generate count plot, we required some another libraries for this. So we required library called Seaborn. So we use Seaborn library with the name of SNS and matplotlib dot pyplot as built-in. So this is another library we are going to use for data analysis. So Seaborn and matplotlib contain various graphs for data. Okay, these libraries are important in Python and can say very powerful, just like Tableau and Power BI. Okay. Okay. So import those libraries. Maybe it may take some time. And count plot is present in Seaborn. Okay, so SNS dot count plot, and here x is equals to df of state. Okay, and simply print this and you will get the count of each category. So just like bar chart, it's also a vertical bar chart. Okay, but the difference is that you will get the word count here and maybe the colors are different in C1. So you can use any type of chart here. This chart is almost similar to bar chart also. So these 4 charts we can generate to analyze categorical data in univariate analysis. Okay. Any plot remaining? Bar chart, horizontal bar chart. Okay. So we have generated 4 type of charts for categorical data. Now we need charts from numerical data also in univariate analysis. So in univariate analysis for numerical data we have histogram, okay, and distribution plot. Okay, so first we will see with histogram. Okay, so continuous data. So for continuous data we have the column called R&D. Okay, so let's say SNS dot hist plot. In hist plot you have to pass x is equals to df of R&D and you will get the histogram. So histogram simply shows the distribution of your data. Okay, so on x-axis the values are there or the numbers are there, and on x-axis, sorry, y-axis, the count is there with respect to how many values are there with respect to each value. And the difference is that this chart is different from bar chart. Okay, so bar chart is completely different and histogram is completely different. Maybe they look similar, but completely different. Here the beans are there. These beans, or can say these vertical cylinders, are connected with each other and they show the range. Like from 0 to 25,000, we have 8 numbers. Okay, so these beans shows the range in histogram. So histogram is completely different from bar chart. Okay, don't confuse with it. Next is here we use R&D column. Okay. Next we have SNS dot plot x is equals to df of marketing. We have marketing column also. So here is the distribution of marketing. Okay. So on x-axis we have the range and on y-axis we have the count. Okay. So this is histogram. This data also shows the distribution, and you can see most of your data points are lies between 2 lakhs to 3 lakhs. Okay, and after 4 lakhs or can say 40 lakhs. Okay, so many points are there, many small points are there. Okay, so this data or can say this graph is called as histogram. Okay, so next data point we can draw for numerical data is a distribution plot. So distribution plot is nothing but SNS dot dist plot and just simply pass x is equals to df of R&D column. So this graph is similar to histogram, but we will get the curve or can say the distribution curve for our data. So here you can see the top side of this curve is a mean of your data, and most of your data points are lies near to your means. So we can say this data is a normally distributed data. Okay, mean and median same हो सकते हैं यहाँ पे. Mostly mean and median are same in normal distribution. Okay, so this data is properly a proper distribution or can say normally distributed data. And the difference is that simply this line is present in distribution plot and this line is not present in histogram. So distribution plot is also a histogram with this line, and this line is called as a KDE line. Okay, KDE means kernel density estimator. Okay, so in histogram also, I think this option is also there. Yes, KDE option is also there in histogram also. If you see here, KDE is equals to true. Also get the curve in your these data also. Okay, so if you want curve, then you can get your curve in the histogram also. Okay, so this is basic. Okay, next is a subplot. So subplot are nothing but printing more or generating more graphs in a single sheet. Okay, so the syntax is that plots you have to define figure is equals to plt dot figure and fixed size equals to 20 into 20. So 20 into 20 के ग्राफ वहां पे बनेंगे सब प्लॉट्स में. ओके, देन plt dot subplots. In subplot you have to pass three numbers like 3, 3, 1 means 3 into 3 9. So 9 graphs will print. Okay, and 1 stand for I am going to print the first graph from this 9. Okay, and here you have to write the graph or code of graph. So let's say of state dot value counts dot plot and kind is equals to bar. So this is your first plot in your subplot. Now we require second plot. So for second plot we do not need to write this code. Okay, this code is the size, is for size of this graph, each individual graph. So in second just write plt dot subplot and 3, 3, 2 means second graph from your total 9 graph. Okay, then write the code of your graph like df of state dot value counts dot plot and kind is equals to pi. So you will get pie chart as your second chart. Now we have two graphs in single output. So let's print another graph with same code. Here I will just increase the number as 3 and change this pie chart as a bar h. So this will be a horizontal bar chart. So this is your third chart in your subplot. So just like this we can create multiple graphs like here fourth number and let's create count plot. SNS dot count plot x is equals to df of state. Okay, and the output will be just like this. Okay, so why we are drawing subplots? To analyze multiple variable at single time. Okay, because in univariate we are analyzing single variable. So if you want to analyze single variable at one time, so you use subplots. But the rule is that here you pass 3 into 3, so you can only print 9 graphs. Okay, so if I pass the number more than 9, let's say here 10. Okay, so this number is out of range, not present in the range, and if I print this, so I will get the error that number must be integer with start from 1 and end at 9. Okay, so this is a subplot, and if you pass 7 here, 7 number, you want SNS dot dist plot and x is equals to df of, let's say, R&D column. So we'll get your graph at 7 number. Okay, so look, this graph present at 7 and other places are empty because we are changing sequence. Okay, now this 4th, 5th and 6th, I want 6th number at histogram. So simply I will use this code again, and at 6th number I will change this plot to hist plot. And you will get your histogram at 6th position. So in this way we can create subplots. Okay, so again we have another data set called df1 is equals to pd dot read csv R90 data set. We also know this data set we use in pandas. Okay, so let's create a count plot on this column called type. So SNS dot count plot df1 of type okay x नहीं दिया ना यहाँ पे. So this data set is somehow different and have more categories. Like in type of vehicle, we have 6 categories: small, mid-size, compact, large, sporty and van. And here is the count of this data. So in this way, we can create various graphs and consider it as a univariate analysis. We can create and add this SNS PLT dot subplot 3,3,5. This position is still empty. Okay, then SNS dot count plot, and in count plot df1 x is equals to df1 of so this is your 5th graph. So in this way we can generate various graphs in our subplot. So okay, so these are the steps of data analysis. Like data gathering, first step, data gathering or data fetching. We write pd.read csv. By this step we got the data in our pandas data frame. So this is your first step in data analysis. Second step is the df.shape. We have seen this function. df.columns, we have seen. df.info, df.isna.sum for finding the missing values. Then next is univariate, bivariate and multivariate. Okay, so these are the steps in data analysis. Okay, so far we have covered univariate, and in our next session we will cover bivariate and multivariate. Okay, so we will quickly see those steps. Like we have our data frame called df1. Okay, then steps. So first step is a df1 dot shape. So shape of data frame is a 93 rows, 28 columns. Then df1 dot columns. So this is a list of all the columns present in our data frame. Next step is a df1 dot info. So the information is name of all column with their samples present and data type of each column. So if you talk about this ID is a discrete column. ID starts from 1 to 93. So it doesn't have any statistical significance. So this column we can drop in our machine learning projects. Okay. And the type of the data is integer. So maybe कौन सा भी data set हो वो काम का ही नहीं है. Okay. So this column number of samples and data type. Object means string or can say categorical data. But manufacturer is a nominal data, not a ordinal data. Okay, just like this. Can you see any order in manufacturer column? Is there any order? Okay. If I say df1 of manufacturer dot so I will get these samples are there, means these unique text data is there. And is there any order in this data? No order is there, so this column is a nominal data, not a ordinal data. Okay. So these are the steps. Last step is remaining called df1 dot isNA dot sum to get the null values from the our data. So here we have 11 null values in this column. We have 2 null values in rear seat room. So this is diagram of histogram as we have plot. Here you can see on x-axis we have salaries in thousands, and on y-axis we have number of employees. Okay. Here you can see from 10 to 20 we have 300 employees. From 40 to 60 we have almost 500 employees. So from this data we can generally analyze our data, or can say the distribution of our data. Okay. The next part is a spread of data. Okay. So the simple definition of spread of data is how your data is spread or distributed from your mean. Okay. So there might be an average value in your data. We called it as mean in statistical terms. So how much your data is spread, how much your values are away from your mean is simply called as spread of data. If I say I have data of 10 data points, can say 10, and mean is 5. Okay. So most of my data points are like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 values are there on both sides of mean. So the spread is limited, but if my dataset contains the values like 100, 100, 200, so the spread will be more. Okay. So such incident is called as spread of data. So here you can see the first diagram. In first diagram, the mean may be 5.5. Okay. Mean may be your 5.5 and the data starts from 3 minimum value and maximum value is 8. So all your data is present between 3 to 8 and can say not far away from your mean. Okay. But if we talk about second data, here mean is same, but the data starts from 1 and end up to next term is a standard deviation. So standard deviation is a statistical concept used to check the spread of your data. Simply how much your data is spread from your mean is we can calculate by using standard deviation. Okay. And we can simply calculate this by using Python. It's very easy. You don't need to use any formula or pen and paper. Okay. So the formula is x minus x mean. Here x is your first sample called 76 minus mean is a mean of this data, or can say average. Just square those terms upon n minus 1. N minus 1 means number of samples minus 1, means all samples minus 1, and calculate the under root or square root of these columns. So by formula it will be easy, but in Python it's very we have our column R&D. Just simply write dot std, you will get your standard deviation. Okay, so in Python it will be easy to calculate. So can I say, or simply the answer is 45,902. So most of your values are differ, or can say are spread by this number from your mean. Okay, so this number shows they are spread from mean. So next part is a normal distribution. So if I say normally distributed data, so what are the conditions of normal distribution? वो डेटा का मीन और मीडियन एक जगह पे ही होता है. Mostly the data which have their mean and median at same place is considered to be the normally distributed data. Is it possible to have mean and median at same place in real life data set? Mostly no. Okay, the process of calculating mean and median is different. Okay, mean is nothing but average of your data. So how we calculate? Median is a centered value. Okay, so first we sort our data in ascending order, then select the centered value. Okay, so the centered value is a centered means 50% data is lie on the left side of the centered value and 50% data lies on the right side of the value. Okay, and mostly the mean and median is same in normal distribution. So here you can see three graphs are there, and this curve from just like this bell shape, this curve is called as a bell shape curve. So bell shape curve is used to see the normal distribution, or can say to check the normal distribution. Okay, there are some graphs are also there, and there are some statistical tests are also there to check normal distribution, but mostly we can see by visualizing it. Okay, so in our graph we have see histogram of marketing column. Okay, so this column is also related to, or can say very near to normally distributed. Okay, so the center point is called as a mean and median. In normal distribution, mean and median lies here. Okay, and these three diagrams shows the spread of your data. So in normal distribution, 68% of our data is lies between +1 to -1, and these +1 and -1 are the standard deviation, or can say standard deviation number. So in our practical we have calculated 45,000. So if the column is normally distributed, most of your data or 68% of your numbers, or can say samples, are lies within one normal distribution. Sorry, one standard deviation. Okay. And if we cover second number of standard deviation, then 95% are also covered. So simply we have to see normal distribution is a curve used to check normal distribution of data. And what is normal distribution? The data set, or can say the distribution where mean and median are lies at the same position. Okay. Then skewness. Now we have seen normal distributed data. So in normal distribution, the data lies on both sides of our mean with the fixed range. But is it possible practically? Does every data set will be a normally distributed? So there are three terms are there with respect to distribution. So first is a right skewed data. So in right skewed data, most of your data lies at the right side of the mean. Here you can see the red line represent mean of your data. Okay, and most of your data, like this curve, most of your data lies on the left side. So if most of your data, or can say 75-80% of your data lies on the left side of your mean, then it's considered to be the right skewed data. So pronunciation में थोड़ा difference है. If data lies on left side, then it's considered to be the right skewed. And if your data lies on the right side, it's considered to be the left skewed data. Okay. And if your data or can say your mean and median situated at the same place, then these data is called as no skew or normally distributed data. Okay, QQ plot. So we have seen normal distribution by bell-shaped curve. So this is another method is there to check whether our data is normally distributed or not. And the plot we use for this is a QQ plot. Here you can see this bell-shaped curve, this curve. Okay. This curve also shows a normal distribution. But in QQ plot, we plot a line, and if your data set are lies on the same line, okay, if your points are not leaving this line or most of your data points are present on this line, this data is considered to be the normally distributed data. Okay, so purpose is same whether it is a distribution plot or QQ plot, we can just checking normal distribution or can say the distribution of our data. Okay, so syntax is this. So here we required one more library called stats models. In stats models, we have statsmodels.api, name of this library as sm and sm.qqplot, and here the name of your column, and at last plt.show. Plt is the extension we are using for matplotlib. Okay, so let's create one QQ plot. So guys, this is syntax of QQ plot. Okay. So if your data points are lies on this line, then your data is a normally distributed data. If not, then your data is not a normally distributed data. Okay. So let's take one another example. sm.qqplot df1 of df of profit, and here line is equals to s. We need line, so we can see plt.show is remaining. Okay, so this column is also a normally distributed column profit. Let's take another column from this second data set. Let's say length, weight, price. Let's take length. So sm dot plot df1 of length, here line is equals to s, and plt dot show. Okay, this is also normal distributed data. Okay guys, all three columns we have selected randomly are also normally distributed. Okay, I will select one last column. Let's see. Manufacturing or mileage in city. Okay. sm dot qq plot df1 of mileage in city, here line is equals to s, then plt dot show. Okay, this data is somewhat different from our other data set. Okay, slightly away from mean. Okay, but again most of the data points are present at the this main line or can say mean line also. Okay.